can't do it with us, don't worry. There's something at the end you can have. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we are going to talk about ChatGPT, and we're going to do this together. Okay, folks? So first off, we're going to understand what is this thing all about? What is the underlying technology? We're going to explore its capabilities and its limitations. We're going to do real world applications in the remodeling industry. Yes, this is what you came for. I am giving you some value in real world applications that you can use as soon as you're ready. And then we're going to use practical examples to illustrate how each topic applies specifically. And then we're going to enhance the learning experience by sharing your knowledge in real world scenarios. Now, here's a fun little fact. I had ChatGPT create the course outline. So there you go. Okay, what we're going to do is I want you to open up ChatGPT with me, okay? So if you are already with an account, chat.openai.com. If you already have a ChatGPT account, just go ahead and open it. In fact, you know what? I just realized I can't really do the slideshow thing because I've got to actually have access to all my other tabs. So I tend to have an account already, but here's the deal. If you go to this link, you can create an account, okay? So I just put it in the chat. If you do not already have ChatGPT and you're not already set up, go ahead and create an account. It's free, folks. You do not have to. Here's the one that if you already have it. Okay, so everything's in the chat. You do not have to pay for it. They'll ask you to pay for it, but you don't have to, okay? Free is my favorite four-letter word. So once you sign in fact, let me go ahead and do this with us. Let's see, ChatGPT. It's going to look like this. Can everyone see my screen still? You can, oh, no, no, you can't. I took that down. I'm sorry. Okay, so can you see my screen, folks? Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So it says send a message, right? So this is where we enter our question or our comment or whatever we want to do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start writing some prompts. So I am going to tell you the first thing. Now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to ask it to come up with a blog article that promotes the work you're currently doing. So on your own, I'm not going to give you a prompt. You're going to come up with this on your own. So this is designed for all of us with our way of our brains thinking about things and how it's going to come out totally different. So you're going to ask in that send a message, please write a blog article that promotes the work that I'm currently doing, which is, and then you fill in the blank, okay? So I'm going to set my little timer for like 5 seconds. Ready? I'm going to do Jeopardy song. Do, 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 do. Okay, that's enough. All right, so who wants to read me the title and the general outline of what kind of blog article you got? Who's got it? Who's got something to share? Oh, we're still working on it, aren't we? Paul's laughing because he's like, I know who's going to write my blogs, Jen. It's you. I don't have to worry about this stuff. By the way, we've already written two because we were so excited, but we're going to wait on some more because we want to hear your story tomorrow. Anyway, okay, does anyone want to share their blog?
I've got one, Jen, but you know.
Yay! Share it with us, Wendy. You don't have to read the whole thing, but like tell us the title and kind of give us a clue as to what it produced for you.
Yeah, well, it was pretty crazy amount. It's pretty long actually.
Right? Okay. Did everyone kind of have the same reaction? Like, holy crap, look at this thing write so fast. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. It was amazing.
Totally.
Okay, good. So what kind of...
So I think, you could probably take this and break it down into multiple.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go. Mine is, of course, finance consulting, right? Because I'm an accountant, a CPA, and a business coach. But it's the art of finance consulting. And there was, financial analysis and strategy, budgeting and forecast, investment guidance, risk management, mergers and acquisition, regulatory compliance, financial education, all of which I could probably write a blog for each one of these.
Bravo. Oh my gosh,
This is
I love
like
it.
almost a half a year here.
I love it. Okay, Andrea, share what you've got, honey.
Hold on. Oh, no, I don't have anything. All it says is something went wrong.
Oh no, something went wrong. Who else had a something went wrong? That's okay.
Yeah.
If something went wrong, go ahead and try it again. Sometimes the server,
reload the
when a lot of
page.
people are on it, it won't work because everyone's using this thing. And here we are, a class, like we've got the general population, but then all of us are doing this at the same time too. So go ahead and try it again, please.
And so as a note, ChatGPT has a free and a premium plan. On the free plan, sometimes the server gets overloaded. On the premium, the paid version, that you have first access.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the difference between freemium and premium.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's super inexpensive. It's like $20.
Right.
Yes, yeah, it's very
So, I
affordable.
mean, you know,
for what you
20
can
bucks
do
a
with
month.
it.
Sorry, 20
It
bucks a
will
month.
not break the bank. But anyway,
Yeah.
do you want to try it again? Anyway, where there's plenty of opportunities, Andrea. Don't worry. Okay, Marcy and Aiden, did you guys were your minds blown as to what you saw? Yeah, totally, right? Like, oh my gosh, there's so much there. Do you think you
It's
can get
pretty.
some value out of that, Aiden? Oh yeah, totally. Okay, cool. All right.
My
So-
highlight is it broke up into headers with emojis, and it actually has personality behind it. But I did put the custom instructions, and I put like who I am and how I relate to the company, and I did think that helped
Yes.
be a lot
Absolutely.
better.
Yes. Oh, good job. Oh my gosh, you guys are crushing it. Okay. So the cool thing is that yes, it's all in the prompt. In fact, I would put a bet that you're going to see new job titles coming up in the next decade. And that's going to be prompt engineer, because it really is in how you engineer your prompt to see what you can get. So that's my little prediction. Let's see if I'm rich and famous by that point, because I came up with that. Okay. So going back to sharing. Okay, so like I said, I created this class with ChatGPT. So check it out. Like I actually was, and Wendy saw, we did this together. Wendy and I were in the education committee together. And I was like, okay, we're the Silicon Valley chapter of the National Association of Remodeling Industry, and we want to put together a year-long calendar of classes. Please, what would you recommend? And then boom, 12 months worth, right? And then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to create a class called How to Use ChatGPT to Communicate with Your Clients. Can you create the information to promote the event? And so everything that you saw in your email, guess what, was written by ChatGPT, folks. And then I said, all right, well, go ahead and create a class, detail the course outline for me. And then guess what, guys? The slides that we are working on today is based off of what it came out with. Like, come on, like this stuff is freaking awesome. So now here's where we're going to start getting into applicable stuff for you. Are you ready for a good time? Okay. Does everyone have their document? Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, good. All right. So let me talk about it and then you can do it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask ChatGPT to create a sales letter that demonstrates what makes our businesses special and unique. So here's the prompt. Now, if you can't do a copy and paste, I'll read it out to you. You can type this in the message of ChatGPT, okay? We are and then fill in the blank of what your company is. Are you a remodeling company? Are you a shutters, rolling shutters company? Are you a design agency? Are you a
Landscaping.
handyman? Yeah, anything. We are a fill in the blank company, and our website is, and then you insert your website. We are a fill in the blank company, and our website is fillintheblank.com. And then the next sentence is going to be, please create a sales letter that demonstrates what makes our business special and unique to prospective clients who want to, and then what do you want them to do? You want them to hire you for design or remodel their kitchen or put some sunshades out over their pool, or call you the next time that they have plumbing? Like, what is the call to action that you want in the city that you want to target? Because let's get specific to the geolocation, shall we? Because we're not writing this for Missouri or Minnesota. We're writing this for where you're at. And it'll probably bring in information related to that geolocation. So repeating, we are a fill in the blank company, and our website is fillintheblank.com. Please create a sales letter that demonstrates what makes our business special and unique to prospective clients who want to fill in the blank in fill in the blank, California. Okay. So what did you guys get? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? Oh no. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to do this for you, Andrea. I'm going to do this for you. Okay. Because you poor baby. I do not want you suffering. Okay. So we're going to use Andrea as our little guinea pig. Meanwhile, the rest of you can be like totally astonished by all the awesomeness. Okay. So first off, I got to fill in the blank. So Andrea, what kind of company are you?
Okay, a paint manufacturer.
Paint manufacturing company. And our website is?
DunnEdwards.com.
How do you spell that?
DunnEdwards.
Beautiful. Okay. And then you want to demonstrate what makes you special and unique to prospective clients who want to, what do you want? Who do you want what do you want them to do? Buy your product?
Specify our products.
Ooh, specify our products. I don't know what's, okay, well, this is going to be really fun. In which city do you want to target?
Well, actually, let's say Palo Alto.
Palo Alto. Everyone loves Palo Alto because that's where the money is, baby. All right. So I'm using my little document to copy and paste whatever we've got for Andrea, so she's not feeling left out. Look at this thing. Can you guys see this thing?
No,
you can't. Okay,
your
sorry.
thing is not.
Sorry, I keep hopping around. Okay, can you see this thing produced now? Like, look at this thing. It is just writing this letter. Look at this. Woo! Holy moly.
And
now,
so Andrea, when you say specify, what do you mean specifically with that?
That means that when they are doing a design, or an architect is creating the all of the material lists, that they have our products as the basis for that design, and they are specifying our products for those projects.
Oh, okay, cool.
Very cool.
And so if you get mixed results with that one, you can always include that actual detail and it'll adjust it to fit that.
Exactly. So this one talks about unparalleled quality, color expertise, sustainability, innovation, local presence, customer support. And by the way, these little dots, that means that if you want to, it's telling you how to make it like a little header, so it pops up better for SEO. So there's all kinds of great stuff here. I'm saving this for you, sweetheart.
And it's this is a great spot to put in what your offer is too. Let's say you offer a bulk discount to contractors or something. Exactly. And then you put it in there and it'll help you sell that. So cool. All right.
This is crazy.
Isn't it crazy? It's so awesome, right? Okay. Is everyone totally like blown away by how, okay. So like, who wants to share with me? Hanny, share with me what it did for you. Are you playing along with us? Hanny is quiet.
No, I'm actually driving and just listening in, and I just came from a NARI committee meeting, so
okay,
I'm just following along.
We'll have all this for you too.
I actually wanted to see if you have a recording of this I could look at later in practice.
Well, you bet. Yeah.
One of my workers actually was supposed to be here also, but they're on a work trip for us. So yeah.
Right. We just need to clone them, right? If we could just clone them, then we don't have to worry about being in two places at once, right? Okay. So
exactly.
So Marcy, do me a favor. Tell me what it said for you. Like, give me some of the highlights of what it created for what you're doing.
It really helped. It gave me xeriscape expertise, tailored designs, water-wise elegance,
Yes.
local sustainability, collaborative approach, and lasting beauty. And these are great points. And it wrote my blog so beautifully. I want to get started on that right away.
Right? Doesn't this make it so much easier for you to want to create content for your marketing? Yes?
Well, I struggle with remaining constantly creative.
Yes.
And yet that's what I'm here to do. I was hired as a creative artist, and I think of myself that way. But there are times when it's hot and you're just bothered and you're filthy dirty from working in the yard all day and you don't feel like sitting down and creating.
I get it.
Except a little bit. So now all I do is that little bit and let this program do the rest. Maybe I'll try it.
Exactly. So it's a lot of fun. All right, let's go to our next thing, shall we? Let's have some more fun. Okay. Next up, we're going to create an email blast. Okay, so we're going to create an email blast that promotes the special and unique business and how it relates to something you want to promote this month. Okay, so go back into ChatGPT. You've already seen what it produced for you for the sales letter. Now say, in fact, did I even have it in here? Hold on, let me just double check. Okay. Okay. Well, actually, I have the prompt for you in here. If you want to, you can kind of just take it and say, please create an email blast from what you have created, what you've already written, or you can start from scratch and fill in. We are a fill in the blank company, and our website is fillintheblank.com. Please create an email blast that promotes our special and unique business and how it relates to taking action this month to do fill in the blank. So we've already got the sales letter, but let's do an email blast promoting something that we would do in September. So shout it out, folks. What would you do in the month of September?
Can I answer?
Yeah, Aiden, go for it.
So I started with the email blast because that was my goal, and I kind of tailored the about me pretty well, but then in the kind of filled in the prompts as you provided with fall seasonal maintenance visit.
Good job.
And it produced the original message, and then I prompted it to improve it by adding certain pages of our website based on like maintenance pages that have more dialogue for some of the. Yeah, so and then it added the dialogue that it was kind of missing, and then also linked our Facebook, our Instagram, and and it laid it out in different headers that I asked to prioritize it differently, and honestly, it's a pretty finished product even after three or four prompts.
Right? Okay, everybody, I want you to just first off, round of applause for Aiden because he's figuring this stuff out. Folks, this is not scary. Okay, so it didn't produce exactly what you want. Ask it to refine it. Ask it to try new things. Bring in it like, oh, now talk about this particular website page. That's beautiful that you were talking about certain landing pages, Aiden, to get more specific. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. This is a tool that you can pretty much have a conversation with, and then the beautiful thing is it's going to generate what you put in. So if you're really vague, then it's going to be really vague. Another thing that you're going to discover in your ChatGPT journey is if you don't vary up your prompts very much, it's going to be very, very, very repetitive. I have done that before just to experiment, like, okay, give me this prompt. And I use the same prompt over and over and over again, and it generates the same kind of answer. So again, it's just a place. Okay, I've got questions here. Is there a certain way we need to ask it to refine? Just ask it. Please refine this. Or Leonard, do you have a suggestion as to what you can say to refine it?
Yeah, so the more specific, the better. So let's say you don't like the tone or it's too generic. I would ask it to speak in a specific tone that represents you or your business. Let's say that you have more of a playful tone with your customers, or maybe you're more professional. Maybe write out a 2-sentence segment of how you typically email someone and say, the tone isn't completely right. Here's an example of my tone. Please reference this and rewrite it. And then it will write it referencing your actual words, which is a great way to go about it. So
Great
that's one
job,
idea.
Leonard. So I hope we answered your question. And yes, don't worry, Hanny. Don't worry, everybody. We're recording this in case you missed what Leonard just said. But that was gold, brother. That was gold.
Yeah, that's a great way, is to give it an example of who you are and then ask it to help you be your assistant.
Exactly. And you know what's really cool is I see that Mark is in here, because I see that we've got irwinconstruct.com based in San Jose. I love it. We're playing with it. Yay, folks. Okay. Back to the next thing. All right. After all this is created, next thing, I want you to generate 10 social media posts that you can place on your social media channels throughout the month. Okay. So just continue the conversation. You don't have to start from the beginning. You can say, all right, what are 10 social media posts that we can place on our social media channels throughout the month of September promoting what you just talked about? And let's see what it comes up with. I'll do my little Jeopardy music again. Do, 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 do.
What is it supposed to say again? I missed that.
No worries. It's oh yeah, and also too, there's a regenerate button if you want to create a similar but slightly different response. Thank you, Paul. Yes, that's so true. Okay.
Generate 10.
Generate 10 social media posts that I can place on my social media channels throughout the month promoting what you just created.
Yeah, so it'll reference that last blog that was written and then turn it into social media posts to promote it.
Yep. And let's just see what it comes out with.
But throughout the month of September, I forgot the last part. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries, honey. Throughout the month of September. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
and then
whatever you feel like saying.
To it. No,
we're just using the month of September as an example, but like if you don't even.
What was the last part of it? There was more to it. There was something at the very end after the word September.
Sorry, honey.
What do you have so far?
Yeah, what do you have?
Generate 10 social media posts that we can place on our online social media channels throughout the month of September.
Based off the blog we just wrote.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. All right. Is it working its magic? Hit enter, see what it comes up with. Okay, who wants to read me their examples? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. This is fun. Yeah. Paul's like, I signed up with a crazy woman. It's true. I love what I do, man. Okay, who's got an example? Wendy, you look like you've got this. Tell me, girl, what does it say?
I'm trying. Okay. So, how about this one? Okay, September is a month of growth. Are you ready to blossom? Secure your spot on the path to success with North Star's guidance. Let's make this month a turning point for your business. Hashtag month of growth. Hashtag business transformation.
That's killer.
That's killer.
Now, in my excitement, poor Andrea, her face is still sad. She's still having troubles. Okay, girl.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. It's
yes,
absolutely,
it does.
no,
I
it's like
promise
nothing
it
comes up.
does.
Have you
Okay.
tried logging out and back in, or is it just not playing nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's telling me if I need to go to the
okay.
help.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
let me go into here, and I'm gonna do. You guys can still. Let's see. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Let me show the magic behind the curtain. All right. This is great. Now or next, please create 10 social media posts that I can use to promote our business in the month of September. Let's see what it does. Okay, So it's thinking. Ooh, it's even got emojis. September vibes. Embrace the autumn season with Dunn Edwards paints. Our exquisite range of fall-inspired colors will add warmth and style to your projects. Let's paint the town beautiful. Hashtag autumn palette. Hashtag Dunn Edwards. Yeah.
Wow.
Here's another
Very
one.
nice.
Local love. We're proud to be part of the Palo Alto community. Our local team is dedicated to understanding your design vision and providing tailored paint solutions. Let's make Palo Alto even more beautiful, one brush stroke at a time. Hashtag local community. Hashtag Palo Alto proud. I mean, come on. This is some good stuff. All right, I'm putting in the chat. So Andrea's smiling. I got to turn that frown upside down for this poor girl. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it down here, Andrea, so you can get it. You can at least get onto the thing. I don't know which anonymous animal you are. You might be anonymous jackal, you might be anonymous coyote, whatever, but you have everything right here. Okay, going to the next thing. All right, what other havoc can we create with this awesomeness? Okay. Then let's talk about tailoring our messages to clients, okay? Because not every client in the world is your client. True? Yes? Right? Some people are specific to you. If you say that you serve everybody, you are lying to yourself and you're creating a business that's not making much money. Get niche, folks. Think about your ideal client and ask ChatGPT to describe the ideal client in your area that is looking to do what you do. Now, we are in the remodeling industry, so I'm saying remodel the home, but perhaps you've got some other ideas, right? So what we're going to do is it's a two-parter. First off, we're going to ask to describe the ideal client in our area that are looking for what we're selling. And then we're going to ask for suggestions as to where we might find those ideal clients. So I've got it right here. Okay. So here's example number one. And I maybe I did do this for Mark, but anyway, go ahead and copy this and then change it for whatever. We are a fill in the blank company and our website is fill in the blank, right? Based in fill in the blank city. Please describe the ideal clients in our area oops, sorry, typo, that are looking to remodel their home. Okay, so this is, I must have been thinking of you, Mark, because I just grabbed this for you. But because I'm doing this for Andrea, I'm going to, I am going to copy this and I'm going to go into my ChatGPT and see what I can do, adding on to what I've already done so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay. So here we go. Andrea, we've got ideal clients for home remodeling in Palo Alto, discerning homeowners, design enthusiasts, sustainability advocates, trendsetters, home remodeling professionals, community-driven individuals, tech-savvy homeowners, homeowners with historic properties, upcoming home sellers, and DIY enthusiasts. I have to see her face when I do this. Did we get your people kind of sort of right?
The ultimate consumer, yes.
There you go. Yes. So you're right. You've still got to sell to the suppliers, right? But how valuable would you be to the vendors that you serve if you could help them with their marketing, selling your product?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something that we address for sure.
That's a 10, right? That's a 10.
Yeah.
So you can share this with them and say, hey, I got something for you. You having a hard time moving our product? I got some ideas for you. Here's the right people. And again, I'm going to put this here.
And that's what's great is, so you use that list there and then weaponize it and reverse engineer it with the last thing we did. Say you want to lean into DIY enthusiasts, then create the social media post for that, the email blast for that, and go in that direction. So you can get to your end game in many different ways.
Yes. Yes, Leonard. Okay. Now I'm going to follow it up. All right. Now my next question in this two-parter is, where do you recommend I find them so we can begin promoting our business to them? Now, granted, I am using the end-to-end user, right, Andrea? So don't get upset with me. I'm doing this for time, but I'm also doing this to help you out. Okay. So I'm hitting enter And let's see what it comes up with. Okay, you can find these people on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. You can find them at local networking events such as NARI Silicon Valley. Hey, you can find them in collaborations. Partner with local interior designers, architects, and contractors. They can recommend your paints to their clients, especially if you offer high quality and innovative products. Online advertising, local publications, online design communities, content marketing. Hey, I know someone who does that. Influencer collaborations, local home improvement stores, direct mail campaigns, testimonials and case studies. Okay, folks, testimonials and case studies are always a winner. Always, always, always. I hope everyone implements that in their marketing. And Google My Business, where you use your website and SEO and your Google My Business listings to help people find you. Yes? So, good stuff. Let me go ahead and copy this and put it in the document so everyone can see.
So Jennifer, I'm going to have to apologize. I have to go catch a plane.
Okay.
But you did say that this is being recorded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So
Where
yeah,
are you
I
going?
look forward to that.
Where are you flying to?
I have to go for my mom's interment to Indiana. So
I love you. I'm with you. I did that for my grandma earlier this year. So we're sending you off with love. Okay. And yes, because you're going to be missing out on the fact that we're going to be doing some role playing, practicing our sales pitch to ChatGPT next. So don't worry.
Oh, well, darn.
I know. Tell the plane to just
all
wait
right.
for
Y'all
you.
have fun on that one.
All right, honey.
Yeah, I
have
really
a safe
appreciate
trip.
it, and I'll look forward
Have,
to the.
have fun in Indiana. I'm a Hoosier too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, as a matter of fact, who is it? Is that Wendy that I'm?
Yeah, that's Wendy.
Yeah. We met at one of the NARI events. So
I love our little
yeah,
community.
that's where I'm going back.
All the cool kids hang out at the events, right, Marcy?
Yeah, you bet.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you, honey. Safe travels.
Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got some really great stuff, huh? Okay, let's move on because I know I get so enthusiastic. Okay, the next one is after you've identified your ideal client, ask ChatGPT to role play with you so you can practice your sales pitch. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this whole thing unfold. I want you to do this along with you too.
Crazy.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this thing right here and I'm going to put it in. Okay, so
It's very addicting. Be careful.
This is one of my favorite use cases here.
this is so cool, right? Okay, so here's what it's doing. I said, I want to role play with you. Absolutely. Let's start the role play. You can go ahead and initiate the sales pitch and I'll respond as the client interested in remodeling my kitchen. Feel free to share the benefits and reasons why I should consider remodeling with, oh, we're doing it for Irwin Construction. Okay, great. Great. We're going to do it with Irwin Construction. Congratulations, Mark. I'm doing this for you, buddy. All right, Mark, what is a question you would want to start the conversation off with when you are doing role play for your sales pitch? Tell me, Mark. Mark. Is he still on?
What was the question? Sorry.
Oh, no worries. We're going to do some role playing. We're going to practice our sales pitch using ChatGPT. And because I grabbed your thing, it's doing it for you, buddy. So, lucky duck. All right. So we're going to role play and you're going to make a sales pitch to ChatGPT. Do you start off with telling a fact or do you start off by asking questions? Hint, it's always smart to ask questions so you know what they're looking for.
I normally start off, my sales pitch is normally just, we're a residential remodeling company that specializes in bathrooms, kitchens. I don't normally ask questions.
Ah,
Okay.
Here's a little sales tip 101. If you really want to close the deal, ask a ton of questions. What is your vision for this kitchen remodel? How long have you been dreaming of this thing? What is your budget? What kind of colors are you thinking of? Are you thinking this is going to be in fact, you know what I did? I got something for you guys.
Yeah, what led you to call us today, kind of thing.
I
Tell us the
actually
story.
did the role play, and I included it in here, and I wanted to show you what it did for me. So again, you guys all have this, or actually, no, I'll make sure. Hey, Tanya, I'm gonna make sure that you're shared. This is shared with you, and then Leonard, whoever, if Tanya or Leonard could share this in the chat, that way everyone's got it. So here's the thing. I started off by saying, thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I understand you want to remodel your kitchen. What are your goals for this project, and how soon do you plan to start? And then ChatGPT responded, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Remodeling my kitchen is definitely something I've been considering. My primary goal for this project is to create a more functional and modern space that aligns with my family's lifestyle. We love cooking and spending time together in the kitchen, so having a layout that supports that would be fantastic. As for the timeline, I'm hoping to get started sometime within the next few months. It would be great to have the project completed before the holiday season. Okay, first off, mic drop. Can anyone believe that this is coming from a ChatGPT? Doesn't it sound like a real person? So cool, right? So
yeah,
I was
and imagine
blown away.
you're getting ready, you're training your sales professionals, but you don't have the time to sit there and role play with them all day. This is just such an amazing tool to have them get used to the repetitive nature of the sales intro.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. So after I got that response from ChatGPT, I wrote, that's wonderful. Do you envision a major remodel that changes the layout of the kitchen? Or do you envision a minor remodel that is more cosmetic and helps the kitchen look updated? Or maybe something in between? And it said, I'm definitely leaning towards a major remodel that could potentially involve changing the layout of the kitchen. Our current kitchen layout feels a bit cramped, and I believe there's an opportunity to optimize the space for better functionality. So reimagining the layout to create a more open and efficient kitchen is something I'm quite interested in. Of course, updating the aesthetics and making the space look more modern is also on my mind. Ultimately, I want a balance between improved functionality and a fresh, updated appearance. Not bad, huh? So cool. And then I wrote, that's great. I believe we can help you meet your goals. Do you know what your budget is for this major remodel, or do you need help estimating costs? And then ChatGPT says, I have a general idea of the budget range I'm comfortable with, but I would definitely appreciate some guidance in estimating the costs for this major remodel. I want to make sure that I'm investing wisely and getting the best value for the improvements I have in mind. Can you provide some insights into the typical costs associated with a major kitchen remodel and how we can work together to stay within my budget? Gosh, ChatGPT is so nice and polite. It's not telling me to go screw myself. It's actually like being really nice. Okay. And then I replied, yes, I can certainly assist you with that. To provide accurate estimates, I recommend we meet at your home to take measurements and assess the amount of work it will take to make your vision become reality. Would you be comfortable setting up a time to meet next Tuesday for a complimentary consultation? And ChatGPT said, absolutely. A complimentary consultation sounds like a great idea. Next Tuesday works for me. Could you please let me know what time slots you have available so I can make sure I'm available as well? I'm really looking forward to discussing the project in more detail and getting a better sense of how we can work together to transform my kitchen. And then I wrote, wonderful. How about Tuesday, August 29th, 2023 at 12 p.m. If this time works, please confirm and provide me your address. Tuesday, August 29th, 2023 at 12 p.m. works perfectly for me. I'm excited to move forward with this consultation. My address is, fill in the address. I'll make sure to be available and prepared to discuss my kitchen remodeling goals and get a better understanding of the project's scope. Thank you for scheduling this, and I look forward to meeting you in person. And I replied, wonderful. Thank you so much for role playing with me. I appreciate your support. So yeah, I'm talking to ChatGPT as if it's a real sentient being, and it's not. It's using large language models. There's a free class that you can take that Shelley Palmer puts together. Shelley Palmer, he is a total tech genius, and he runs a blog every day, and he has a thing called Meta Academy. It is free, absolutely free. you get onto his email list and you get to hear all the newest things going on with AI and tech. And Meta Academy has a class on ChatGPT. How does it work? How can you use it? So a lot of what I'm doing, I learned from that. So folks, I hope you just don't mind that I'm giving you all these golden nuggets. It's probably a lot. And I also hope that as I'm going through this, you're actually playing in the role play. So Paul is like, I love it. Okay, Paul, tell me, what are you putting in there and what is it producing?
So we're a retractable awning company, and we're more than that. We build and install and service exterior automated shades. So while you've been talking, I listened to some of the questions that you put in. Good. And I don't type very fast, so it may look like I'm a madman, but that's because I'm using maybe 3 to 4 fingers. But I've got a, this is almost like a training system that I have. The last question that I'm answering right now is, I asked, hey, that's great. I believe we can help you with your goals. Do you know what your budget is for your vision? And it gave something similar. ChatGPT says, hey, I'd like to know the pricing options, and that way I can make an informed decision that aligns with my budget and goals. And so I'm typing in right now. I completely understand. We always provide a free on-site consultation to measure, assess the space, and show you all the options to help you make an informed decision. Mm-hmm. Would next Tuesday be a good time?
Yes. And
no, I have to. And I don't want to say when would be a good time, because then that's not leading the conversation.
Absolutely.
Actually, I always pick a date, because I have learned in all my long years of telemarketing and sales that you pick a date for them. Because if you just say someday, right? Like poor Marcy, she saw me. Someday, let's have lunch. Yeah, someday doesn't work. So Marcy, we're gonna have to pick our dates before the night is over, okay? Right? Okay.
Totally.
So if we want to get any action, we have to pick firm dates. And let me tell you, ChatGPT, I think, is the nicest customer role playing ever. It does not dick you around. Now you could ask it to be a little harsher. You could say, you are a tough opponent. You have a limited budget, and you are in a situation where you're not really sure that you want this. Challenge me, ChatGPT, and then see what it does. Like, why not ask it, right? I don't know where Aiden went, but I'm sure that, there he is. Like, Aiden was in the other.
Work for the sale.
Yeah. Aiden, I was talking about you because, like, we're doing the role playing, but like, what if it's just such a nice client? Like, what if you kind of asked ChatGPT to be a little tougher on you, and it wasn't so amenable to like saying yes to your sales stuff? So you could ask it, okay, be an asshole who doesn't really want to do this, and his wife is pushing him to do it. What would you say?
I think for mine to be realistic, it would be an upset or disgruntled client that had some issue that they are building up in their head, and like how to diffuse that situation. Because I don't necessarily have a problem with social skills. I did kind of go off on my own, and we had an issue come up today with doing like standard operating procedures and like a checklist of what a follow-up visit would entail, to try to make it universal for all of our employees, so it's not just one person's knowledge and experience, and that they can develop kind of what they would do at a site and convey that to other people. But it takes so much time to develop a checklist or standard operating procedures and convey what, as a maintenance manager, what I would look for, and then it kind of bottlenecks at me. And having ChatGPT produce that type of what I would do on a maintenance visit and then put it into a checklist was so much faster than I could have ever put together myself. Right. So yeah, I don't know, my mind's pretty blown. And it also is nice because it'll format stuff, which I don't know what capacity it can format things. I don't know if it can You know if it can create spreadsheets or anything?
You can ask it. So let's say you have a numbered list or something like that. You can ask it to produce rows and columns based off of your specifications. So you could say, I need 3 columns. Column 1 is this, 2 is this, 3 is this, and then the rows beyond that. And it'll produce data in a table format for you. So let's say you have like a list from a spreadsheet or something. It's got everyone's name and price, but you're like, oh, add this column and this column into there. It can help you do that.
And then I guess I have a lot of questions, but my other question is, can you link Google Drive document sites that are like private documents to it that are information that you've developed, and use that information? Like, will it pull from like a spreadsheet that I made on Google Drive and use that information and like doing quotes and budgeting as well?
Well,
So-
here's the trick. It's scraping from the entire internet. So if that stuff is meant to be private, do not share it.
Like as a but is it sharing it if that's the URL? It has
Okay,
access to it?
That's fine. So a URL is fine. It's just, it's a tricky thing. It's very public, and other people will see what you generate, and that will eventually be utilized in their stuff. That's how we're getting all this information, is scraping all of the internet. And so
Completely public. Yeah.
And there's an extra detail in there that it's a large language model that's ingested the internet up to a certain date. So anything after that, it needs to update later. So what you would actually have to do, you could do that. This is a story for another day kind of thing, but you'd have to integrate it with a platform like Zapier that could reference your specific Google Sheet, and then it could run through OpenAI back to Zapier and then back in. It can be done, but it gets pretty complicated.
some coding.
Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. I love everyone's faces. Everyone's so excited. Okay, let's get back to more fun. You guys ready for the next little exercise? All right, let's just say, for example, that you have written all this awesomeness, but it's only in your native language, but you want to expand into a market that has other languages. Now, Spanish is very common in our area, but so is Farsi, Mandarin, and Tagalog. So what if you had a client and you wanted to wow them with your customer service? Let's just say, for example, I have a very, very dear friend. I call him Daddy Trang. Trang and I used to work together in Silicon Valley in the 90s when we were both at a software company. We did firmware. And Trang and I have been dear friends, and he's like 83 years old now. And he's, of course, very fluent in English, obviously, because he's been here forever. And he's also fluent in French. He's also fluent in Vietnamese because that's where he's from. Well, let's just say, for example, I wanted to have a sales letter that would be addressed to one of his relatives that had just come over from Hanoi. Okay. And let's just say, for example, I wanted to, he introduced me to this relative and said, Jen, so-and-so, my relative wants to remodel the kitchen, and English is not really a strong language. Can we communicate in their language? Now, it's not perfect, just as we know that Google Translate is not perfect, but you can ask ChatGPT to translate your sales marketing literature into the language of choice. So do me a favor, go into your ChatGPT right here and say, please translate my sales letter, or my email blast, actually sales letter. Let's go with sales letter. Please translate my sales letter into Vietnamese. All right, let's see what it does. Now, obviously, okay, certainly I'd be happy to help you translate your, say, please provide me with the text. Okay, so I gotta go back because it forgot what the sales letter was. So I'm going to go to my sales letter, which is right here. And by the way, this little thing right here is copy. So you just copy it and then you paste it in. And then thanks, I'm going to say thanks for translating this into Vietnamese. And then I'm going to enter my stuff, and then I'm going to hit enter, and let's see what it does. All right, so there it is in English. And now look at this. It's translating it in Vietnamese real time. Please make sure you run it through with a person who actually speaks the language, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is insult somebody because you wrote the wrong, you know what I mean? But
and you don't even know what you said.
And if they see, like, come on, guys, I got to see your faces here because you can see this, right? You can see that it's translating it, right?
Wow.
What kind of wow factor? What kind of wow factor would you give your clients if you could communicate in their favorite language? Come on. Right? Marcy, do you see how you can use this in your landscaping?
I'm just going to be more embarrassed asking them what their native language is.
You know what, though? It's a great conversation starter because I think that, if you explain that I really want to connect with people on a deeper level that makes them feel comfortable, that is the premise of my business. What is your preferred language? Is English your first language, or do you have another language that you prefer? Would it be okay for me to try to communicate with you in that language through my my written communication? Would that be okay? And then you're gonna be like, oh my God, Marcy, I love you. Right?
I don't know. I have enough trouble with English sometimes, but yeah, if ChatGPT is there for me, why not? Yeah.
Why not? Right? Or how many of you are okay with Spanish, but you get into trouble because you don't know it well enough, right? Spanish, dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Spanish. Yeah. What if you were to take your company communications or your standard operating procedures that you've got and share it with your teammates where English is not their first language? But what if we translate it into their first language? Do you think you would have more buy-in on how to do it properly if it was spelled out for them?
Yes.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
It is entirely possible.
Yeah.
Right. Now, they can also laugh at how it doesn't translate so perfectly, but is that still a step in the right direction?
Yeah, it's a good start.
Right.
It's that level of outreach and care that, a lot of companies just don't do right now.
Right. Exactly. I mean, can you imagine you guys are going to be like beloved to the people that you're serving because you're communicating to them in ways, and you didn't have to break the bank hiring a translator to do all this. Maybe you do want to hire a translator. I don't know. There's like nuances, right? But you didn't have to do the heavy lifting yourself.
Well, yeah, you identify if there's a problem, like maybe you have a lot of Spanish speaking subcontractors that work with you, for example, and then if you know that you have that issue, then this is a great way that you could potentially solve that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for this. This has been super.
Oh, we're not even done yet, girl.
I know, but my little tiny
I know,
mind
right?
is
Everyone's like
so
sponge,
full.
Yeah,
sponge.
it's a
My
lot.
sponge is full. So I do know that we are at the end of the hour.
lot.
So with your permission, I've just got a few more slides, and Leonard actually has a really cool demonstration of something. Like, if you can, stick around. If you can't, we got this recorded. We got you. But seriously, we're getting to the good stuff, folks. Okay. Let me share it again. Thank you for tolerating me. I get so excited over this. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I really want to bring you value. Okay, if you need help explaining something to your clients, Aiden was kind of touching on this, right? I know Paul has to deal with this. I know Wendy has to do this. If you need help creating an outline, explaining something, like what are the steps that we do, right? Here's how to do it. So you can say, all right, outline the process for a major kitchen remodel in San Jose, California. Mark, what that would do for you in your business is it would allow people to see what the main steps are. First, we meet with you and we take measurements, and I'm making stuff up, but I'll bet you ChatGPT is going to remember some steps that I might forget as a human. By the way, how many of us have forgotten something because there's a lot to remember and we don't remember everything, and we're contacting the client later going, oh yeah, and I forgot about this. Well, again, ChatGPT can do a lot to make sure that your checklists are perfect. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Or
wait.
proposals just comes to mind right off the bat. You need help with your going and estimating 10, 20, 30 jobs across a week. It can really help you speed up that process.
Amen, brother. Amen. Okay. So then automation and efficiency. So Leonard touched on it. Aiden touched on it. There are ways to automate things and be more efficient. We are going to do a little demo, but let's kind of read through this. Okay, so how can ChatGPT automate repetitive tasks? How can ChatGPT help the Aidens of the world, the Wendy's of the world, the Marcy's of the world, etc.? Well, if you have certain questions that are just very common, you can have it create a response to frequently asked questions and create an email reply. And then you can keep that in a Google Doc or a Word doc or wherever you want to store it. So all I have to do is copy and paste, and then maybe add a couple of little bits referring that particular phone conversation. But why not have it do some of the heavy lifting for you? You can also just put in the prompt, what are the top frequently asked questions about a major kitchen remodel in San Jose, California? Please generate an email reply for the following FAQ. And then let it go to town and see how accurate it is. And then if it isn't accurate, then you fix it, edit it, and make it your own. Yeah? Okay. Learn how to integrate ChatGPT into existing customer support systems or chatbots. So if you have somebody on your team who likes to create automated systems, they have the option to learn about ChatGPT integration to make your process flow more efficiently. Now, I am not that person, but guess what? Leonard is that person, and he really likes to do this, which is how he has created something that we will demonstrate in a moment. But first, let me get to this. But I want you to understand the potential. Time-saving benefits are going to be happening to you and your business if you use ChatGPT. And as the recession approaches, as the economy goes up and down, as we have dealings with supply chain, production, staffing, true or false, efficiency is a very important thing for my business if I'm going to be profitable. True or false? Shout it out.
True.
True.
Yes.
Efficiency is very key. Do you see how ChatGPT can help you save hours? Hell yeah,
Possibly.
right? Totally. Okay. All right. Without further ado, Leonard, I want you to show off something that you developed, which I think is super cool. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to let Leonard do his thing. And I promise, guys, we're going to keep this short. We're almost to the end, but this is so freaking cool. This is why he's going to start his own business. Go ahead, Leonard. Uh-oh. Where'd Leonard go? He's on mute. Oh no, I had all this buildup. That happens sometimes, right? In real life. Oh, 1 second. Bathroom break. Oops.
Hey, I want to tell you what I used ChatGPT for in the last couple of days. So I had an employee give us 2 weeks notice.
Okay.
So I asked ChatGPT to write a kind response to an employee's resignation. Now, I'm not going to, I'll modify it a little bit.
Of course.
And then somebody had a birthday, and I struggle when it comes times for birthdays. I don't just write my name. I write a lot.
Oh.
So man, this was cheating, and it was so nice. I said, write a kind and loving birthday note to my employee Andre, and it spit it out. And I sat there and wrote it, and then I go, let me change it a little bit. And it was like, wow, this man. Normally that could take a half hour. Instead,
right?
It took 2 minutes.
Paul, I'm a professional writer. Sometimes I can whip something out in 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 90 minutes because especially the more difficult the thing is that we're talking about. We're trying to be firm, but not too firm. We're trying to be clear, but not like, dumbing it down. Like there's a lot going on. And we do a lot of review replies for our clients. And sometimes a lot of our auto repair shop clients, they get some nasty little reviews. Like, oh, well, I took my car in and they said it would be $500 for this thing. But when I looked it up on the parts, it's only $200. Why would they charge me $500? Well, hold on. You're not just paying for parts when you go to an auto repair shop. You're paying for the overhead and the tools and the knowledge and the insurance and the salaries and the overhead and plus there's a 3-year warranty, right? And whenever any business owner gets a bad review, it's like a punch in the gut. Because they usually poured their heart and soul into that project, and then they're getting shit on, aren't they? or at least they feel like it, right? So what is the business owner's initial response? "Rah, you idiot." And then there's this online argument happening on the reviews. No, 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 no. Use ChatGPT. It's your friend. You can take that bad review and say, I'm looking for a kind and professional response to this type of review. This is our business. This is our website. How would you reply? And then it will come up with a review that is tailored to your business. Awesome.
Get you started.
Poor Leonard. Poor Leonard. I didn't even know you were taking a step away. Here you go. It's Leonard, everybody.
I apologize. In the spirit of NARI, I'm actually doing a remodel on my house right now, and a contractor was here. So of course it was the moment where he's like, hey, I need my money. So
oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so you have the stage, buddy. You can share your screen and do a little demo of the thing that you created with ChatGPT. Yeah.
Did you want to share your screen on that slide? Because I don't have that slide.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay,
Oh,
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna share my screen. So here, let me make it bigger so we can. How do I do? Oh, I know how to do it. Here we go. No. Okay, can everyone see this better?
Yes, thank you.
Sure, that works. So this is a simple little use case that works in any kind of service-based business. And so what I like to do with something like ChatGPT is try to identify where a problem is and then see if it can help me solve that without having to hire another employee or something like that. So with this, the problem is, especially with contracting businesses, we're out in the field, we're busy with our hands, we don't have time to answer the phone. And as we know, 86% of today's customers use Google to find a local business listing.
Yep.
And if you're listed in the top 10, someone calls you. If you're not returning their call within the next 5 minutes, they're calling the next business, the next business, the next business. And 45% of inbound calls go unanswered. And so that's a lot of lost revenue on the table. Some simple math here would be, if your average client value was something like $5,000 per job, let's say you miss 20 calls a month, and let's say you close around 30% of the calls that you do answer, you close around 30% of those. That's $29,703 left on the table that could potentially be captured if you had a system to get back to people right away and to try to capture that lead, or at least start the sales convo. And so this is a tool that I built to try to make sure that people no longer lost business to a missed call. And so what happens here is you set up a business phone number, and you can list on your Google My Business, or there's a lot of ways you can do it. And then there's programmed automations into this phone number, where if this phone number goes busy, voicemail, canceled, or failed, it will automatically text that person back and start the sales process with them. So if one of you guys want to try calling this phone number.
Let's have them all do it. Can everyone do it on their phone just so they can see what happens on their screen?
We can't. I'm not sure what will happen if 10 people call in the exact same moment, but.
Okay. 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 So
everyone could try it. Yeah. Let's stagger it.
Okay. Let's stagger it. So who wants to go first? Paul, you want to go first?
Okay. So I'm just going to call that number.
You're going to call that number, and that number routes to my cell phone. So this is an example of how I use it with my business, basically. But this can be adapted to any kind of business model. And this uses AI as the driver. And so I would just let that call go to voicemail, basically.
Yeah, he's a little busy. He's in a meeting right now, Paul. Don't mind him. He's under a house somewhere putting something on.
And so it routes to my regular phone number, but that's not actually my number. So the public never sees my real number. Please leave a message after the beep. And then you just close the call. And it's like if someone called you, you're on a job site, but you didn't have time to pick up. Now pay attention to your text messages.
Oh my gosh, that's.
Show us what you're seeing, honey. Put your phone up to the screen or read it out to us.
I don't know if that'll show. Oh gosh. It's gonna be
hey
backwards.
There, Lead Forge
says,
here.
Yeah, hey there, Lead Forge here. Sorry we missed your call. How can we help? And then there's a little emoji. Wasn't that cool? Imagine how much business you could save if a simple text like that went out to the caller every time your business missed a call. Okay, that's your sales pitch of it. So yeah, basically it would be, hey there, European rolling shutters here. Sorry, we missed your call. How can we help?
Yes.
Yeah. And so what's cool right now is that last text message where it says, If you're interested, we can schedule you. So go ahead and hit yes to that. And this is where ChatGPT and AI comes in, where whether you say yes or no or don't answer, there's different things that happen based on that. So if you say yes, and I got your text here in my system, it will now text my scheduling link to you and you can book your own service.
Yep.
So
Okay,
say you've got estimating and proposal calendar where all someone does is they go out and do estimates and proposals. They could have a calendar set up where someone could text and book their own estimates. Or actually, you can go a step further. Let's say, okay, so Aiden has an issue with a lot of maintenance accounts that it's difficult to manage 50 plus maintenance accounts, right? So what if you had a dedicated maintenance number that you handed out to your clients and you could say, hey, text this maintenance number and you can set up a maintenance call anytime you have a problem. And they could text need help or something like that. And then the system would text them your maintenance calendar and they could book themselves.
isn't that cool?
I just have one issue. I've used programs like this before that I thought were a little off-putting because I guess because I'm old and all I want to do is talk to a real live person once in a while. And it just irritates me that I've got to do all the initiating. But I see what you're saying. It's a time saver because at least then you have something scheduled where you will contact a real live person.
Yes.
It's like one of those call centers where they say, if you're tired of waiting, we'll call you back within, 25 minutes or whatever. And at least then I know I've got 20 minutes to go cool off, chill out, play a words with friends game or whatever seems to be important to me. Because they're not going to talk to me as a real life person till they're darn well and ready. But it does take away that personal touch we're looking for. But I guess you're saying it can give you the confidence that you've reached someone.
It can always be that backup thing, because
it is a backup.
If no one answers the phone, then people really feel like they're on the hook. If they had that backup option of, oh, I can text the number. Let's say they text the number, they can schedule their call, and then it notifies everyone on the team to, hey, call back ASAP to confirm that appointment.
That's right.
And then they know, hey, and within an hour, someone will give you a call. Or within 24 hours, we guarantee you someone will give you a call and confirm your appointment. And that's what's great with when you tie ChatGPT or AI into this is there's a lot of different grounds you can go down depending on the words you want to trigger something with.
Isn't that cool? I mean, seriously, he came up with this on his own, guys. That's why he's starting his own business, Lead Forge.
Go, Leonard.
Right?
Got a question for you, Leonard.
Yes, sir.
So we have an issue with incoming clients that it's kind of we have to vet or screen them to figure out. There's often you don't really know what a client's talking about or like how to approach
qualify
them.
your lead.
Yeah, and you almost have to talk to them on the phone to understand if it's worth the time and energy to accept them as a client.
Exactly.
And I was wondering, I'm assuming ChatGPT, you could set hours where it would either reply a certain way. Like if we're in the office, I'm assuming it would you can have it go to our email or something, but then if you're out of the office, maybe it flags it somewhere else, logs them all.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And then you can tie that into your current sales system, what you guys use for booking, depending on if you're using something like Salesforce or there's a lot of different programs out there, some industry specific ones. You tie that into your system and then you can do a lot.
Yeah.
But
ours
yeah, absolutely, you can do that.
Basic.
So if you guys want to try this on your own, go ahead and write down this number or just whoever wants to try calling it 559-242-1158. and see for yourself how it messages you. And yes, of course, Leonard, you can tailor the message, of course, per who it is. But yeah, isn't it
And
the
you
coolest
can
stuff?
and you can tailor the conditions in the message too. So there's a lot of stuff you could do, which is cool. You know, let's say like you work with a lot of subcontractors, maybe they get their own scheduling number or something, and makes it easier to get back to them, because sometimes it's a nightmare scheduling with subs. You know, maybe if they had a calendar set up and an easy text solution, if they didn't pick up, at least you could get somewhere. You know.
That's true. Well, I promise them we're almost at the end. So I just want to do some ethical considerations for ChatGPT, okay? Got to make sure that whatever you have that's private and you want it to stay private, do not mess with ChatGPT. So don't be throwing out your social security numbers. Don't be, talking about specific, very private things. That would be a bad thing, because that could be used against you in a court of law. However, if it is stuff that is meant to be public knowledge, then by all means use it. Also, too, for example, I'm writing a book right now. I'm writing a book about women's social progress over the last 200 years, and I am using ChatGPT to help me write the book. Now, I'm not having it write the book for me. I could, but I really wouldn't be able to stand confidently and say, yes, this is something that I created and I generated, and therefore I can get the money for it. There are currently some issues about copyright laws and how some artists, some authors, some musicians are fighting against that. So really, you can use it to create a structure for what is the outline of my book? What is the table of contents of my book? What is an angle of something? Give me some information about this particular time of human history where this was going on, and it can give me some guidelines, and I can use part of it. But is it writing the entirety of my book? No. Would I like it to? Oh, sure. I'd love to do a mind meld, so I don't really have to do all the work, but it's a big, huge book, and it's going to be awesome when it finally comes out. But yes, you better believe I'm using ChatGPT to help me with some of the heavy lifting. Also, too, if you are going to use ChatGPT for your business, I highly recommend that you establish the rules with you and your team on how to use it, right? You want to make sure that the branding and the tone of your business is consistent. I'm going to use an example. We have an intern. She happens to be my cousin, and she's young and she's adorable. And I asked her to actually create these slides, but she really doesn't know the branding that well, and so she did a really good effort. But I had my husband help her make these slides look good, because we have our certain colors, we have our certain ways that we say things, we have our certain layouts and templates, and for order it to look cohesive to the Rockstar Marketing brand, I made sure that we stick within certain parameters. You're going to want to do the same for your business and how you and your team use ChatGPT. Okay. So just keep in mind that, we've seen here that the way our different brains think is going to produce different results. Embrace the diversity, but just make sure that you have a hold on what you want your business to look like as it's being represented in replies and emails and blogs. Just do an edit, right? But make sure also too, and this is really critical, bottom line, make sure your facts are straight. Do not do like those poor attorneys that used ChatGPT and it was quoting some cases that were not real, because there's a term called hallucinating, and when ChatGPT does not necessarily know what it is that it's trying to say, it kind of makes stuff up. And hallucinating is an actual word for large language models of when you don't know exactly what to say, you're going to hallucinate and make something up that sounds akin to what you're trying to convey. I know that I have done that at parties, thinking that I know what I talk about, and I just pull stuff out of my ass. That's what ChatGPT is doing.
Right.
Okay, so make sure you fact check, or you can get yourself in a bunch of trouble. Clear? Good.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
When I first heard about ChatGPT from my friends, the initial thought was, I went through like 15 years of schooling, and now I can just write up a whole bunch of dialogue that makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about, or have it write a paper for me. And how it would source and like fact check and you know, have how it would cite the sources. And I'm assuming you could just ask where it pulled the certain information from, but
Yeah.
I'd be curious on if we get into more, if we start to use it more for design, more for dialogue on how to like create maintenance and management procedures. If it's getting kind of into the nitty gritty, if like where it's pulling that information from and how to ethically cite those sources if we did need to back it up, or like, you know, where our information, if somebody wants to learn more about it, to like direct them towards where that information generated. It kind of felt funny when you're just talking to a computer and it spits it all out, but like from what?
Right. Well, here's what we do at Rockstar Marketing, and I'm going to take off this so I can actually look at you in the face. So what we understand is that, yes, we are professional writers. This is our career. Am I worried about losing our career because of ChatGPT? No, because here's what I do know. It is a tool. It's a really powerful tool. And just like anyone building a home, which would you rather use? A manual old school screwdriver or a power drill, right? Like, what tools would you like to have? Well, as a writer, I am really grateful that it does some of the mental lifting for me. It doesn't mean that I create something with ChatGPT and then, okay, I'm done. Okay, we're going to be doing standard operating procedures for Paul and his company, right? So as we do those standard operating procedures, we still have very much our own template, and the goal is to capture the voice of his business. That's what's going to happen in any of your marketing, any of your collateral that you're putting out there. You want to make sure that your voice is represented in that. And ChatGPT might give you shape and form and ideas that you can then launch from, because it's going to be generic. So it's up to you to add the magic, add the pizzazz, add the wow factor and your history and your perspective. So you can engineer it to say, okay, this is how I sound like, just like Leonard was saying earlier, right? On here's how to make it sound more specific to you and give some information. But it's not meant to do the work entirely for you. But if it's me and ChatGPT up against somebody who is just operating on their own, me and ChatGPT as a partnership is going to outperform the person that's just doing it by themselves, because we're going to be faster and we're going to have greater options. And ChatGPT has a whole bunch of limitations. I mean, it's new right now, and so everything that it generates is going to be kind of fresh. But there is a lot of talk in the marketing world about the more people use ChatGPT, the more and more and more generic it's going to be, because we're all creating derivatives of derivatives of derivatives, right? Yeah. So you're always going to need to put in your own voice. And so when you need help with that, call the professionals. Don't worry, we'll help you. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just a great tool. But man, I'll tell you, Aiden, what I did, I said, actually, forgive me, was it Aiden or was it Paul who had the question? No, it was Aiden who had talked about school, right? Forgive me, I wasn't seeing you. I was looking at the screen. Anyway, what I did for this particular book, like, for example, I've got this book about female war correspondents from World War II all the way up to modern. And it's a lot. It's talking about 16 daring women who bucked the, you know, hey, women aren't allowed on the battlefield. And they're like, screw you, I'm going to do this anyway. And they ended up being Pulitzer Prize winners and different journalists, right? So what I did with ChatGPT is, okay, give me a summary of Reporting Under Fire, 16 Daring Women War Correspondents and Photojournalists by Carrie Logan Holloman. Give me an outline of what the general premise was of her book. And it brings up the major points. And then that way I could use that to therefore flesh out what I wanted to talk about in that particular chapter, which I'm working on right now, chapter 8 of my multi-chapter book. So yeah, it's exciting, but can I rely on it 100% for my schoolwork? No, nor should I, because what is school really for? It's for learning, right? And if I let somebody else do all the heavy lifting, that I can't exactly learn, but I can sure get over that hump, that creative block, right? Like Marcy was saying, she's so tired at the end of the day. She's covered in dirt. She's been playing in people's yards, right? And when we're done mentally, it's nice to have a tool like this that can help us like, okay, oh shoot, this person wanted a quote and it's near 7 o'clock at night and I'm tired, but I got to get this quote out before I go to bed. Get ChatGPT to help you. And bada boom, bada bing, you got yourself an assistant. Cool.
And I think the school one's a really good example because it references what we were talking about earlier, where I don't see so many people losing their jobs as new industries popping up. And now we have a whole AI content detection industry where, like plagiarism checkers back in the day, you'd go onto Canvas, put your paper through, and they'd run it across all the papers that had been turned in the past. Similar things are happening with AI now, where you turn your paper in and then it scans it for AI content detection. If it's above a certain mark, they make you rewrite your paper.
That's right.
Unfortunately, I went to school before that, but
and some of us went to school before the internet even came on. So lucky us, right? Oh my God.
As soon as my brother told me about ChatGPT, I was like, you're doing what? Oh God, I was born at the wrong time.
Right. Okay. So back to this. Okay. So this is our Q&A time. I know that we already have that first question. What I really want to know in the Q&A, how many of you are going to use what we taught you? Do you guys feel motivated? Are you no longer scared of your marketing? Like, are you going to use this stuff?
Definitely. Yes.
I'm going to give it all to you.
Yay! I'll take it.
We gotcha.
I'm saving it right now so we can look at it in the future. It's fascinating though. So the answer is yes.
Awesome. I'm so glad. So what support do you need? Okay. What I mean by that is, look, you can hire us or we're friends. So just call me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing that and again, I'm going to do this so I can look you in the eyeballs. One thing that's a huge, a very valuable, like heart, like part of our mission and values of Rockstar Marketing is we value relationship over transaction. I am so happy, just like with this class, to share information for free because I want to see you succeed. And if you happen to want to work with me and Leonard and my whole team, awesome, right? But if we part ways and you got some great golden nuggets out of this, awesome. You can still call me and say, Jen, what was that thing that you said? That's fine. That's fine. I do hope eventually I'll impress you. What, baby?
I will be calling you.
Yay! Good. But no, truly, this is the thing. When you share information, in fact, there's another class, and I know that I have to end this. So let me just do this. Let me share this screen so everyone has my contact information. Okay. So here's the screen. Take a screenshot, write it down, jenniferfilzen@gmail.com. You can call me to schedule that lunch, Marcy, 408-833-9868. It's going to be easier because I don't have your information on me right now, but guess what? My information is right in front of you. And then the thing is that truly, we are here to support you. I created another class for a group that I'm going to be going up and seeing in Seattle. And it's kind of in relationship to what we've just done here. It's called the pasta method. And the pasta method, if you'll pardon my little thing, I used a mnemonic device so everyone could remember, like, how do you keep your employees happy, right? The pasta method, you praise them. You praise them for doing great work, right? And then you ask them for their input, You ask them for their input because guess what? They might have some really good ideas. And S, you share information with them. We're doing this right now. We're sharing information with you because we want to see you succeed. I do not need to hide my information behind a wall. Who cares? Go ahead and do it yourself. And then when you figure out how hard it is, you can call me and I'll do it for you because I got a whole system, right? And then there's T, trust your team to do the right thing with the information that they've been given. And then A, allow them to implement on their ideas, act upon those ideas, allow them to do so. So that's what we've done, folks. We've just done the pasta method just for business owners. Isn't that cool? So I know that I went over a full half hour and 2 minutes over. I am so sorry, 32 minutes over, but I really can see from your engagement that you really enjoyed this. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. If you would like me to teach another class, if you want me to teach that class on the pasta method, I'd be happy to do that at a future training. But truly, everybody, I am honored and overjoyed that Leonard and I had the opportunity to serve you tonight. Thank you for spending 92 minutes with us. I totally appreciate that. You're probably starving. Go eat and contact me if you need anything, okay? All right. Much love to you
Nice to meet you guys.
all. Bye, everybody.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all. Thanks,
Thank you,
Tanya, for all your
Jennifer.
help. And Tanya, make sure
Thank
you send
you.
out this recording to everybody because they want it badly, especially Hanny, right?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Tanya. Thank you,
Mwah,
guys.
mwah, mwah.
All right, guys.
Mark, Paul, we'll see you tomorrow, honey. Bye,
Paul,
Mark.
we'll see you tomorrow. That's
Bye,
right.
guys.
Yep. See you tomorrow, Leonard. Bye.
Later.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye.